It's your girl Kinsey. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a reading on Ashley Lovelace. Now, I didn't know a lot about her, but one of you actually requested me to do a reading on her, and I heard about her like a way long time ago. And honestly, my condolences go out to her and her family, especially her family. So this is basically going to be like a medium reading, and usually when I do medium readings I don't use any kind of deck. I just go off my intuition and as a medium does. But I'm just going to go ahead and just use this one oracle deck. If you're interested in any other celebrity readings that I have done, I will go ahead and link some in the description down below. Also, make sure you hit the link in the description to go shop. Use code Mackenzie333 for 20% off all items. Let's go ahead and get started. Of course, when I do these readings, positive vibes, positive energy only, baby. Let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so this energy is a very heavy, kind of difficult energy. There's a lot of I'm sorry, but I couldn't anymore. It's very sad, to be honest with you. But wow, just keep hearing I'm sorry. She almost feels like she's kind of failed her family, and her biggest concern and her biggest love and her biggest worry is her family. Her family is everything to her, no matter what has happened, no matter what has been going on or had gone on in her family. Her family was always the love for her. That was a part of her. And I keep hearing I'm sorry, I love you, and she felt really bad. She felt really bad, but her as of right now she's very much at peace. But I think that was just kind of her energy when she did what she did, and her thing was I wasn't really thinking. I was only thinking of myself, and that was selfish of me. She was thinking about herself, and she knows that was selfish of her, but she kind of played it all out in her head as, okay, if I do this right now, I'm going to be gone. There's not going to be no more me, but this pain is going to be gone. That was her biggest concern, and her biggest worry was, if I do this, my pain will be gone, and that's all that matters. That's all that's left of me is pain, and I need this pain to go away. Our first card here is we have been together in dreams. Her family has definitely dreamed about her. She has definitely tried to connect with him and has connected with him. She's still there. She's still here. She's saying, I'm still here. No matter what, I'm still here. It is not your fault. She does not want her family to blame themselves or feel like they could have done more, or they could have talked to her more at a certain point. I think, her family thinks about her every day, so they've kind of had that healing in their grief, and, they took them a while to kind of come to peace with what had happened, but she just wants to know and let them know in general. It wasn't your fault. There was nothing more that you could have done, that you could have said, and I wanted you to know that. I see her almost giving them a hug. There's reaching her arms out. She keeps seeing her as a very bright light, as in like almost like an angel. She's very bright. She's still there for them. She's still watching over them. It's a lot. It was a lot for her to kind of comprehend and to kind of deal with, as in I'm not physically there anymore, but on this other side. Wow, it's a feeling that I wish I would have felt on Earth, and it shouldn't have came to the point to where I had to go in order to feel happy, in order to find peace, in order to be okay. I should have already been okay, and I could have tried harder, but I was too weak, and there was nothing more that I could have done for myself. I think it was all of her just kind of being in her head. She was saying that she was in her head a lot, and that's what killed her the most. That's what got her, is just being so much in your head, thinking that the world is just so much against you, when it's like your biggest enemy is yourself. The biggest enemy that you could ever have is in yourself. It's within yourself. Third card is you are never alone. Yeah, she's really talking about her family here. A lot of messages are going out to her family and friends. I see mainly family though. Our fourth card is I see all of your thoughts. She knows when you're thinking about her family. I don't know if you will ever come across this, but she knows when you're thinking about her. When you think about her, she is there even more. She is there even strongly. Fifth card is I have no more earthly worries. This card honestly hits me the most, because it's like she would have and would rather just kind of suffer alone, rather than talking to somebody or letting somebody know. She's looking at it differently, as I could have did a lot of things different. I really could have did a lot of things different. Maybe I would still be there. But she sees it as there was nothing more I could have done, so I guess it was just my time to go. But the thing is, no, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't think like that. You had so much more to live for and so much more potential. You had so many things ahead of you. Sixth card is, if I had only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. Indeed, this card is very strong because it's very true for her. If she would have known everything that she has learned and is still learning on the other side, wow, she's saying it like, if I would have just known all of this already, I would have known how it would have played out. I would have known that my family and my friends would hurt so much. I would still suffer alone. I would still want to suffer because I don't like seeing them sad. I don't like to see them missing me. It's not a good feeling. She's saying it's not a good feeling seeing the ones you love cry and think about you and miss you so much. She's saying I wouldn't want that on anybody. I would have wanted to help. I would have wanted to help others. I would have wanted to help myself, most importantly. But her thing is, I just want people to know, if you're suffering from something, if you're going through something, speak up, say something. You're not alone. A lot of us go through certain things that most of us can relate to, and that's such a humanly normal thing. You're never fighting on your own. You're never alone, because there is someone out there who's going through a similar situation like you, if not the same, if maybe worse. So there's always someone out there to listen to. There's always someone out there to be there for you. Never feel alone, and never get to a point in life where you just feel like it's not worth living anymore. Wow. Seventh card is, I watch over you every day. Her family, her friends, she watches over them every day. She's still there. She's at peace, but she's still watching over. Eighth card is, I am learning over here. She's saying it as if, wow, if y'all could see and look and learn how I am, it's beautiful. It's very memorizing. It's a lot, because it's things that she wishes that we could all learn on Earth, because it's very different. It's mind-blowing. It's really unbelievable, basically. She's really sorry. I'm so sorry. She shouldn't have went through that. She shouldn't ever got to the point to where she had to do what she did. It hurts me. It really does hurt me, because I've been in similar situations like that, and it's not a good spot. It's not a good place to be in, mentally and physically. And her last and final card is, we will be together again. Meaning there is no more worries. Her thing is, I don't want you to ever put yourself down, blame yourself, or think of yourself lower or less than the next person, because you are perfect and you are beautiful just the way you are. Every single one of us. Not just her family, her friends, but every single one of us that is going through something. She's there. She's there for all of us. She feels for all of us. She knows what it's like. She knows what it's like to go through hell and back. She knows. She's learned it all. She's seen it all at this point. It's nothing new to her. It's really nothing new to her. But she was a really sweet soul, very genuine, heart-to-heart person. Ooh, wow. She was a young soul, though. She was a young soul. Very wise. She was growing to be such a young woman. It's so sad to see. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to go through what you went through, and you had to see and be in the position that you were in order to do what you did. I am so sorry, my love. Her energy is very strong and very powerful, and she's gonna live on forever, for sure. Her spirit is very free, very open, very wise, very young still. She's very young still, and she's just doing what she has to do. She's doing what's best for her, even on the other side, and she wishes a lot of things could have went different for her, that, she could have been strong enough to push through. But for her, it was just like, a lot of things come to an end, and if you fight for so long, you just get exhausted, you just get drained, you just get tired. And her thing is, I was so weak. I was so weak. I was so weak-minded. I wasn't thinking clearly. a part of her kind of blamed herself for a minute, and when it was time for her to cross over, it took her a lot to cross over. She didn't cross over easily, but I know indeed that she was greeted by loved ones on the other side that she is with right now. It was tough for her, but she did it because it was the right thing, and she knew she had to do it. It was the only way for her to cross over. It was the only way for her to really be at peace with herself. She stayed for a few days. She stayed for a few days because she was watching over and really wanted to be in the present moment with her family and really be there with them. So it was just, it hurted her so much. And wow, she's kind of saying that was the worst pain. That was worse than what I was going through. Seeing that and viewing that from the other side, knowing they can't see you, hear you, or feel you, that hurts the most. That hurted more than what I was going through when I was alive. She's like, but now I'm happy. And she's almost crying a little bit because, or she's almost like wanting to tear up or get emotional, or her energy's kind of changing where it's like, but now I feel good. And it's kind of crazy for her to say, because it was like on earth I was going through so much and suffering so much, where it's like saying it now, it just feels right. It feels good. I can't believe it. Wow. Aww. If you have any recommendations on who you think I should do next, go ahead and leave it in the comments section down below. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let your energy, let your spirit go free, and let you remain at peace, my love. And that's going to be the end of today's video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you aren't already. And I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!